All right, welcome to the webinar of the Charter Financial Analyst Program, the CFA program. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hemant, and I've been working with Mercer for the last 6 years towards the pension side of consulting. And I cleared all my CFA levels in 2017. It was a 4-year journey from 2013 to 2017 since I was working throughout. And earlier, the format of the CFA exam was a little different. Now it's a bit different. You can clear all the exams within 1 or 1.5 years. So that's about me. Let me know if you have any questions. And let's talk a little bit about the CFA certification benefits and the CFA program in totality. The CFA program, as you know, is a globally recognized program, and every country recognizes if you are a CFA, and which also means that there are jobs that are available in almost all the countries. CFA Institute has 170,000 charter holders who work in some of the industry's most prominent firms, including JP Morgan, UBS, RBC, Bank of America, HSBC, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, and many others. The CFA program is recognized by 60 plus regulators in 40 markets. 60 plus regulators, by 60 plus regulators, we mean the market regulators. Just like in Indian market, we have the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the SEBI, and in US market, we have SEC. Just like that, there are 60 regulators all over the world 60 plus regulators all over the world who recognize CFA program, which is a very big number. Over 125 colleges and universities incorporate majority of CFA curriculum in their courses. If I talk about MBA, if you do MBA in finance, the last 6 months that you study finance covers majority of the concepts, covers a lot of concepts from the CFA level 1 program, not level 2 or level 3. CFA level 1 program, it covers in the last 6 months when you pursue MBA. And likewise, there are many other courses which incorporate CFA program, but not entire CFA program. Majority of them include level 1 concepts. Career advantage: employers recognize the CFA charter holder as a definitive standard by which they measure the competency, integrity, and dedication of the serious investment professionals. So if you are a CFA, you would not need to explain yourself as to how much knowledge you have, because since you have cleared the exam, everybody knows that what is the knowledge benchmark or what is the kind of knowledge that you have with respect to your financial concepts. Practical skills: CFA always focuses on the practical knowledge rather than theoretical knowledge. If I talk about my personal experience, there are so many level 1, 2, and 3 concepts that I use in my day-to-day working life as a consultant. And if I would have not been a CFA, it would have been a really difficult thing for me to understand these concepts in the beginning. And obviously, that also gets connected to your to the salary that you earn, right? Because the more qualified and the more relevant your qualification is, the better is your packages in the industry. Community: earning the CFA charter places you in the company of elite group of 170,000 respected investment professionals. So these are the number of people who, so this number should be more now. These are the number of people who have completed and they are CFA charter holders all over the world. So that is the entire fraternity of those people, and I can say that I am one of them since I've cleared all the exams. So here is the certification eligibility if you're planning to appear for the exam. CFA level 1 exam, any final year graduate can appear for it, but passport is mandatory. For CFA level 2, you should have completed your graduation and cleared CFA level 1 exam. And for level 3, you should have cleared your level 2 exam. After you have cleared all the exam, you apply for the membership. And after you get the membership, you can write CFA after your name. Just like we write CA in India, in the same way you can write CFA after your name, right? So let me just write it down. Yeah. So if my name is Hemant, I can write Hemant Kapoor, CFA after my name after achieving the charter. And the charter and the criteria for charter would be 4,000 hours of work experience, relevant work experience that you should have after completing during your entire journey of CFA. So if you're working or if you start working after completing your CFA, 4,000 hours of relevant work experience you would require in either asset management side or portfolio management or as a consultant or as a investment analyst. There are many other professions. About the exam, minimum time to pass 3 exams as per the new computer-based pattern is 1 to 1.5 years. So in 1.5 years, 1 to 1.5 years, you can become a CFA charter holder. That is based on new computer-based examination that CFA has come up with. Here is what you're going to study. So these are the subjects. You're going to study ethical and professional standards. So this is what tells you what you can do and what you cannot do in the finance industry. Then the quantitative methods. So this is majorly about statistics. Economics, primarily the 12th class economics that you will study in level 1, but in level 2 and level 3, the level of difficulty will increase and you will get introduced to a lot of new concepts when it comes to economics. Financial reporting analysis, this is more of accounting. Here you study this subject for the first 2 levels and you learn all the concepts about accounting and the financial statements. Corporate finance, equity investments, fixed income, derivatives, alternative investments. So this includes private equity and hedge funds and other alternative classes. And then the portfolio management, which becomes really important in level 3, because in level 3, 35 to 40% of your entire exam consists of portfolio management. In level 1 and level 2, the weightage is little low, but in level 3, it becomes the most important subject. Each level requires 250 to 350 hours of studies from your end, and that includes practice, that includes revision, that includes attending classes for at EduPristine. So everything, inclusive of everything, there are 300 to 350 hours. If you spend, then there's a very high chance that you will clear the exam. Level 1 exam pattern. So February 21 was the first time when computer-based exams started taking place, and that started with level 1. You can self-schedule the exam window. So so level 1 exam happens 4 times in a year. So if it is happening in November, then in November you will get a 10 days window in which you can schedule your exam on any day. You can walk up to the center and appear for the exam. So it's really flexible. You will have 180 questions in total. It is proctored over 400 plus locations globally. So in 400 plus locations, this exam is conducted globally. There will be 2.25 hour sessions with a break in between, 90 questions per session. So in total, you will have 4.5 hours of exam with 2.25 hours per session. And you will have multiple choice questions with 3 options for every question. Each exam is 4.5 hours and is split between morning and afternoon session. You get a break in between. Level 2 exam is composed of item set questions and is offered twice in a year now, May and August. Level 3 also is offered twice in a year, in May and November. Here is the score metrics. If you score below 50%, you are considered poor. If you score between 51 to 70, you're considered between poor to average, and above 70 is above average. So this remains the target for all the students. They have to score above 70% in every subject in order to clear the exam. This also works, but then you could also fail if you are between 51 to 70. The key is to score well in ethics and FRA. So FRA is this subject. The account, this is FRA, Financial Reporting and Analysis. You can see that this has the highest weightage along with ethics. So if you do well in these 2 subjects, then there's a very high chance that you will clear the exam. So this is how you can proceed. This is a little bit old, but give you a fair idea as to how it works. If you are in June, let's say you are a June 2020 candidate and you have not registered yet, then in that case, if you are standing in June, then you can appear for either December 2020 paper-based exam, or if you wait a little bit, February 2021 computer-based, May, August, or November. If I talk about your situation, you are in October. So the best exam or the best time for you to appear for the exam will be February 22 or May 22, as per the schedule. So this is how this will work. If you are a level 2 candidate, then May and August is the time when you can appear for the exam for every year, in any year. And if you're a level 3 candidate, then May and November is the time when you can appear for the exam in any year. Since you are going to be level 1, so this will be the most applicable table for you. And these are the best options: February, May, August, and November. 2022 will be the applicable year for you. So that is the schedule for 2021 exams. Similar schedule you will have for 2022. Level 1, you have 4 times in a year: February, May, August, and November. Level 2, 2 times, and level 3 also 2 times. That's the schedule for level 2022: February, May, August, November, February and August, and May and November. So May has changed to February. The rest, everything is the same. A candidate cannot repeat the same level or write the next level in the immediate next quarter. Hence, there is a mandatory 6 months gap. So you cannot appear for level 1 in February and May and appear for level 2 in May. So you can, if you have appeared for level 1 in February, then you can appear in August only for level 2. There has to be a 6 month gap in between. This shortens the journey to clear all the CFA level, all the levels. For example, you can appear for level 1 in December, level 1 in December 20, or maybe let's take this one. You can appear for level 1 in February 21, level 2 in August 21, and level 3 in May 22. So this way, you'll be able to clear the exam in the minimum possible time that is there. Study material. You will get the books from CFA Institute. You will get the hands-on material from EduPristine in the form of presentation. You will get the learning management system access. So this is an online login portal that EduPristine has, which has all the books and videos related to the class and related to the concepts, everything. Then you have the question banks that you will receive from EduPristine, again, online access. And then you will receive important notes from the faculties. You would also need to purchase a calculator. So these are the acceptable calculators. Your faculty will guide you in the very first class what are calculators that you can purchase, which is the most preferable one. CFA exam fees. If you are registering for the very first time, then there is a $450 charge. That's a one-time charge. If you appear a little early, then you have to pay $700 as a fee. If you do it at the last minute, then fee is $1,000. So the schedule is written on the CFA Institute website, and the deadlines are also written that if you register before this date, then 700 will be applicable, and if you register after this date, then 1,000 will be applicable. This is how the exam score comes. So if you look at this score, so this dotted line here is the minimum passing score. And if you are lying above this minimum passing score, then you have cleared the exam. If you're lying below the minimum passing score, then you have not cleared. And if you're lying on the minimum passing score, then you may or may not clear. So that really depends on the CFA Institute, whether they pass you or not. Job prospects. So here are the job prospects after completing CFA program. When I say CFA program, these job prospects are also applicable on the level 1 or level 2 candidates. It's not necessary that only after you complete all 3 levels you will get a job, right? So these are the major companies or major types of businesses which hire CFA. Investment companies and mutual funds. So these are the companies which invest the money of retail investors into equity and debt and all the other asset classes. Private client, wealth management services, family office, trust company. This is also very similar. They invest the money of retail and institutional investors. Broker dealer, investment banking, and sell side research. Sell side research is writing the research reports and selling it to the people who are interested in buying stocks or buying bonds. So you are the one who will be writing a research report and selling your research report. Institutional investment management services, corporate plan sponsor, and corporate treasury. So this is where I work, corporate plan sponsor. We are into the consulting business. We consult where to invest the money and where not to invest the money. And then the consulting firms, educational institution, and public plan sponsor. So this is again applicable to me, public fund, foundation and endowment, government. So all these are under the consulting world that we have. So the opportunities are a lot. Here are the job roles that you can eye for. You can go ahead with financial modeling analyst if you are a CFA. You can go for financial research analyst if you are a CFA. Financial research analyst is basically involved in the typical projects like gathering, analyzing, synthesizing, and presenting data using structured methodologies. You can work as an equity research analyst. Here you will have to research the undervalued stocks, and you will have to research the undervalued stocks and basically invest in those stocks or suggest an investment in those stocks to your clients. Somebody has raised hands. If you have a question, you can answer. You can type into the chat box and I can take up that question. Chat box or Q&A, both will work. Credit analyst for business development. So here you are responsible for researching about prospects and anticipate newer business opportunities and discuss the same with your head. Then you can also take up a banking job. This also opens the door for a banking job where you will be involved in understanding financial statements, planning, and thorough knowledge of finance is required there. Analyst fund fact sheet. So you can work with funds, mutual funds, and ETFs of major investment banks. Okay, I think we have a question. Can a commerce employee go for CFA? Jigar, commerce employee is the most suitable person who should go for CFA because when I talk about commerce background, you study all the types of subjects in your school and in your college, which are related to finance. And a very basic example would be that you're already aware of what are the cash flow statements, or what is a balance sheet, or what is a profit and loss account, which a science student might not be aware of. I'm not saying that science students should not take this up, but a commerce student would have to do a little less hard work in understanding things compared to a science student, right? So a commerce student, so majority of the people who are CFA charter holders, you would find that they are commerce students because the interest is aligned. They have studied the same thing that they are planning to study in future, and commerce students definitely can go for CFA. Does that answer your question, Jigar? All right, thanks. Then there are some other roles which you never knew but might excite you. For example, analyst indexing. The job requires indexing and reindexing of reindexing. In this kind of role, you get an exposure to various stock exchanges, debt instruments, and mergers and acquisitions. We have another question. Your voice is not clear. Is my voice not clear to everybody, or? Okay, Rohit, I guess. Rohit, I guess there could be some problem at your end. I'm getting positive responses from everybody that the voice is clear. Maybe you want to just adjust your headset or headphones a little. In the meanwhile, let me take another question. Salim, I have an experience of 14 years as a back-end level at investment banking, but not as an analyst role. Will this help me along with CFA? Is my experience considered with CFA? Well, Salim, yes, investment banking is one of the areas in which many of the CFAs work. Even if you are at the back end level, you must be supporting somebody at the front end with all your knowledge and expertise. And that would have given you a lot of exposure to the investment banking world. On the CFA website, there is also there is also a you can say kind of there's a link wherein you can enter your experience, and the CFA Institute will tell you if your experience is relevant. As per me, it should be relevant because I have dealt with a lot of people who have worked in investment banking industry in the back end, and their experience has been relevant. The question of experience being relevant would come when you will apply for the charter after completing all the levels. Until then, um, until then, it would be definitely advantageous for you to pursue level 1 or level 2 or level 3, because that is going to increase your growth prospects in your job. So even if if you're not a charter, let's say if you're not a charter means that you cannot place CFA in your name after your name. Then also if you're a CFA but you are not a charter, then also it will increase a lot of growth prospects in your job or in whatever you're doing or wherever you go, right? So that is the thing. Okay, I'm going to take the next question from Krant. I would like to know what are the job prospects for those who are already employed in banking, let's say 10 years of experience. So Krant, I would not say that after completing CFA, you would be changing your industry. So you will remain in the same industry. However, in every industry, there are certain jobs that are assigned to specific people, right? And as you move up the ladder, uh, the job that you are required to do involves more expertise and more knowledge and more education, right? So CFA as a course would help you in reaching or growing in your career within the same industry, right? So that is how the CFA will help you. I am also a person with 10 years of experience, and I am now the only one in my team who is a CFA. Rest of the people are either pursuing CFA or they are not CFAs. And when we all sit together, I am the only person who has an edge over them in terms of understanding the financial concepts or in terms of knowledge or education, right? So that is the kind of edge that you get with respect to your peers when you are a CFA and they are not. Okay. Um, I'm going to take the next question. Is property advisory and valuation considered experience under CFA? Yes, James. So any kind of valuation, even if you are in the valuation of, let's say, paintings, right? So that also. So okay, you're saying that is it considered as an experience? Property advisory. Property advisory would not be considered as an experience under CFA, just to be very honest. However, if you're in the business of, I would give an example. Um, so help me clarify that. If you are in the business of uh, basically valuing the properties or valuation of the properties, for example, corporate business parks, or for example, the properties for very larger investments and suggesting it to your clients, or maybe you as a company invest in those properties, then yes, it will be considered, because when you value a property, there are many metrics that you have to calculate, and then only the valuation of the properties is done. So yes, that will be included in the experience. But again, I would suggest you to check on the CFA website. However, if you are in the business of buying and selling property, that would not be included. If you just simply buy and sell properties, or you work as a broker, that will not be included in the CFA that will not be included in experience. But yes, if you're in the valuation of the properties, any new properties that have come up, or any old properties that are renovated and now you're valuing them and you are providing consulting services, then yes, it will be. Rohit, sir, what will be the salary of CFA? Rohit, I can tell you that I can give you an average number. So on an average, with 7 to 10 years of experience, a CFA charter holder in India earns between 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. So that is an average. You may earn less, you may earn more, but that's the average. I'm having an experience in commercial. Next question from Santosh. I'm having an experience in commercial banking for 7 years. So what are the growth prospects will I be getting if I pursue CFA in terms of remuneration and career with my previous experience get counted? Santosh, in commercial banking, are you into the role of business loans and all these things? Are you in the role of approving business loans, providing business loans to the businesses? What kind of commercial banking do you do? If you can clarify that. In the meanwhile, I'll move to the next question. Is it a full course study or can we do it along with the job? Yes, Jigar, you can do it along with the job. EduPristine will teach only on the weekends. There will be 5 hours of class on Saturday or Sunday or on both the days, depending on what is your requirement. And everybody, most of the people do it with the job, right? I still have to answer the question from Santosh. For that, I need some more clarity from his end. So Santosh, while you clarify that to me, what is your role and what do you really do? Let me move on to, okay, I think you've already written. I'm handling products like corporate salary accounts, loans. It is a sales role. Santosh, CFA is more about the corporate finance, taking decisions on the behalf of your company with respect to whether to invest here or whether to invest there, working as a portfolio management, finding out the undervalued securities, suggesting investments to somebody who can really multiply his or her money over the number of years by investing into equity or debt. So that is where the CFA will come into picture. Sales role would be a little different, and in sales role, your job, since it is to sell the ready-made products which are offered by the products to the customer, and your job is to pitch the products and sell the products, that will overlap with CFA course in a very little way, to be honest. But yes, if you are happy with your role, then it's great. If you are not happy with your role and you may want to explore your interest in the areas of valuations, or maybe coming up with research about the different investment products, then you should try your hand over CFA course. Right. But if you're happy with your sales job and you're happy with, and you have a knack of selling it to the people, then yes, you can continue with that. And CFA might not really add the value in your profession. I hope that answers your question, Santosh. Okay, so the next job is, if you wish to guide and mentor a team of analysts, that's the right course for you. So later on in your career, you can be a project manager. I am a project manager. I started as an analyst towards the portfolio management side. Then I became a senior analyst. Then I became a manager, and then the process manager. Right. So I've been managing a particular process. Here, your job will be to handle the administrative responsibilities, making sure that we are meeting the deadlines. And in order to do that, you should also have a lot of knowledge and experience with respect to the work that we are doing, because one of your job is also to help the team, or help the people in your team to um, resolve the bottlenecks, or to find solutions to the problems. So you are the only one who can help them in doing it, and you can only do it if you have a very good knowledge with respect to your profession, and CFA helps you in attaining that. Associate pricing operations. So here you are basically responsible for um, the core functions like pricing the fixed income or credit products. Or so in a bank, if a bank comes up with a certain product, let's say bank says that if you pay 50,000 per year for the next 5 years, then the bank will start paying you this much after that. So this is the pricing job, right? The bank decides that this is the pricing that we should expect, and this is what we should offer after 5 years. That's the kind of job that we are talking about in associate pricing operations. James, what is the average timeline to complete all the levels for an average person practically, considering that the pass rate is pretty low and it's super competitive? Very good question, James. And I will not be, I will be really, really honest with you. Let me tell you that, let me make a situation and let me just ask you if you fit into that situation. Let's say that you're working from Monday to Friday and you get an off on Saturday and Sunday. On one of the days, you attend CFA classes from EduPristine, 5 hours of class. And on the other day, you do the revision of whatever you have attended or whatever you have studied in the class. If you pursue like that, right, and there will be some weekends when you might not be able to attend the classes, there will be some weekends when you are busy. If you pursue like that, then you at least need 4 to 5 months of preparation before you appear for the exam, right? If you are really, really new to the financing world or finance world, you may count it as 6 months. 6 months of preparation, classes over the weekend, regular revision, and then practice in the end, right? So that is the entire thing that I have included in the 6 months. If you do it that way, then 6 months is more than enough to clear one level of CFA. And if you count it like that, then it comes out to be 1.5 years. But we are not machines, we are humans. We cannot do it continuously, one level after the other. So let's take another 6 months of buffer and let's take it to 2 years. And that is a very practical time period. In 2 years, you should be able to complete all your levels. Even if even if you're not able to do it in 2 years, let's say you're not able to clear one of the levels at one point of time, let's take it 2.5 years. And that is the maximum time that I can think of for anybody to clear the CFA journey, including all 3 levels. Let me know if I have miscalculated anything, because that is based on my personal experience. This is how I have studied. Uh, how many levels CFA has? CFA has 3 levels. Is account payable or vendor management and at asset management company a relevant experience? Yes, Salim, it is a relevant experience. If you're working in the accounts payable or vendor management department, it is definitely a relevant experience. However, you might want to upgrade your experience or upgrade your role in future, in which case it might become even more relevant, right? So that is, and moreover, at this point of time, my suggestion would be to all of you is, do not think about the experience or do not think about the relevance of experience. Think about the kind of job that you would like to do, all right? And think about the fact if CFA will help you in getting that kind of role or getting that kind of job. As I answered one of the question that if you're happy with the sales job, then you should not pursue CFA. But if there is something that CFA can offer you and you can fit into that role in future, then that's the best thing that you can do. How much time it takes to complete all 3 levels? As I said, 2 years should be more than enough. Right. And moreover, if you're not sure about what you have to do, because most of the people are not sure about what they have to do, they can pursue a course, but not sure what role they want to take. In that case, also the best option or the best choice would be for you to pursue the course or start with the course. And as the opportunities appear and as the things become clear to you, then you can make a move for yourself. Right? There's no harm in starting with something, right? If you have an alternate, okay, I'll not pursue CFA, I'll pursue maybe a technical language, and you're pretty confident that you will do well, then nobody will stop you. You can go ahead and do that. But if you are not very sure, then there's no harm in starting with the CFA course, because I have not seen a case wherein a person has done CFA level 1, level 2, level 3, and the person is struggling to get a job, or the person is not happy, right? Because there are so many roles and there are so many jobs that you can take up, that eventually you will fit into one. And I have already explained to you about the salary part, right? So there is no reason that in India, a person who is earning 15 to 20 lakhs is unhappy in the average circumstances. And that is just a average salary I've given to you. What would be the average salary for level with BCom? As I said, after 7 to 10 years of experience, the average salary is 15 to 20 lakhs. Would CFA help in career from switching from banking branch operations? Yes, Grant. CFA helps a lot of people in switching their careers, and that is a one big factor wherein you can justify your new boss or your new company why you are a better fit for their job, because you are a CFA, right? CFA or ACCA, which one is better? I've done my MBA in finance and working as operation excellence team in IT firm. I would say CFA, because you've already done MBA in finance. So why not extend that knowledge, and why not understand the 100% of the finance world that you have studied? You have studied only a part of it. So why not understand the 100% of it and clear the CFA levels? So my choice would be CFA in this case. So I want to start with CFA course, but I don't have any idea about it. Well, that's what I'm here for. If you want to start with it, go to the CFA website and see when is the next exam happening. The next exam that should be happening is in February 2021 and May 2020, February 2022 and May 2022. I have already told you how much time you need to prepare. Accordingly, take a call if you want to appear for February or May, and then register for it. And side by side, also register for the EduPristine classes and get started. It's really simple, right? You do not have to do much. And as and when you start clearing the levels, you can start appearing for the next levels, and that's how your journey will start. Are all 3 levels considered chartered, or only 3 after 3 levels is called chartered? Only after 3 levels is called chartered. 3 levels and relevant work experience. But do not worry about the charter. Charter does not stop you in getting what you want. Charter is only for the people who meet new clients every day, because for them it is important to tell them that they are CFAs, right? If you're working in a company and you're having a 9-to-5 job, then your boss already knows that you are a CFA. Why do you need to place CFA after your name? You don't need to. It is only applicable to the people who are meeting new people every day, new clients every day. And as soon as they hand over their visiting card to them, it should explain to them that, this is the guy I can trust. So that's where this charter comes into picture. For me, for you, charter might not really come into picture. So don't worry about the charter. Is coaching mandatory for CFA? Just the institute material won't work. I would not say it's mandatory, but it is very important. You can read the material, but there will be a lot of technicalities for which you will need expert opinion. And especially if I talk about the most important subjects like ethics and financial reporting and fixed income and equities, you would definitely need expert opinion, and that's where EduPristine's role will come into picture. Not only in giving you knowledge, but also in making you disciplined. Because when we are in the self-study mode, we are not that disciplined. That's the only problem with most of us. What is the course fees for EduPristine, and any idea when will the Access Scholarship open up? I do not have any idea about both of them, James. You will have to ask your coordinator from whom you got the email, or I will give you a number at the end of this session. You can call and ask what is the course fee and anything about the scholarship. What is the qualification required to become a CFA? You just need to clear all 3 levels. That's the only qualification you require. What are the chapters in each level? So here are the chapters. So here is it. Here it is. Yeah, this is what you're going to study. You have 10 subjects. You have ethics, quants, economics, FRA, corporate finance, equity, fixed income, derivatives, alternate investments, and portfolio management. So that is all that you will be studying. All right. So other jobs could be financial consultant. This is what I do. I consult the Fortune 500 companies as a part of my company. So my company consults Fortune 500 companies about their investments and if they have done something right or wrong. Okay, another question. Can I do CFA after my undergraduation, or I have to do post-graduation? Level 1 you can do in 3rd year. So you can start with level 1 if you're in 3rd year. But if you're in first year or second year, then you cannot do that. So here it is. Just show you. Yeah. Final year graduate can appear for level 1, and for level 2 you should have completed your graduation. So if you are not in the final year, then you cannot do level 1. Then is the research associate. So here the job is to perform research and analysis for global investment banks. So somebody who's in investment banking operations, whether it's the back end or the front end, would fit really well in this job. Credit officer. Here the responsibility is to ensure good portfolio quality for the company's portfolio. So here your responsibility will be to come up with the kind of investments which are good for your company, because every company has excess cash and they need to know where should they invest. And the credit officer is the one who will help in understanding where to invest and how much to invest. So here are the top employers in India and globally that you might work with: Citigroup, CRISIL, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, ICICI, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Barney, Nomura, and State Bank of India. So here are the top employers that you have in India and globally. And something about EduPristine. EduPristine is a member of AdTelem. AdTelem is a global institute. It is registered on NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. It's a global education provider, headquartered in United States. It's a 1.2 billion company having 9 institutions and companies with 16,000 employees. AdTelem takes pride in training 142,000 degree-seeking students all over the world. EduPristine is India's leading training provider in account, finance, marketing, and analytics. Founded in 2008, EduPristine has strong online and classroom training platforms. Here's what you're going to get. You will, whether you enroll for online or classroom, you are going to get weekend online training. Lecture time is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you will be informed about that accordingly. Topic-wise study notes in the PDF format will be provided by EduPristine. Question bank will be provided. Recordings of all the classes will be provided. 8 online mock tests will be provided. They also have an in-house login system wherein you can log in and access all the material. And they have 24/7 online access and doubt solving forum. So if you have any doubt, you can raise it on the forum and somebody will get back to you with respect to anything if you have any doubt. Post passing level 3 is some placement assistance from yes, James. There is a placement assistance from EduPristine after clearing all the levels. Not clearing all the levels, even after level 1. If you have enrolled for level 1 and clear level 1, then also there is a placement assistance. Also, are these recorded sessions or live? These are live sessions, but you will have the recordings of these sessions so that you can listen to them later also. Then after you complete this, you have a crash course of 40 hours in 5 days. And here the faculty will take you through all the concepts that you have studied and resolve all your doubts. That happens before your exam. Revision of all topics takes place, special exam preparation tips, review and problem solving, summarize study material, 1 mock exam and 8 online tests, question bank and recording. So that is all there in the crash course also. Why EduPristine? Because EduPristine is India's largest, oldest and authorized training provider. EduPristine provides experiential learning to students, making them industry ready by providing them soft skills and placement assistance. EduPristine has strong online platform and network of classrooms across India. The content is very comprehensive and regularly updated. All faculties are industry experts. Batch size is between 25 to 30 students. Flexibility, 1-year validity for your training along with LMS access. So after you have completed your course, you will have access to everything for the next 1 year, right? Whether it's the online lectures or your material or anything. Classes on Saturday and revision on Sunday, is it enough? Yes, Jigar, it will be enough. Soft skills training. You're also given a soft skills training along with the CFA training, wherein you will learn about proficiency in speaking, self-awareness of strengths and area of management, ability to understand the intent of communication, communicate one's thoughts with clarity, openness, and reason, understand the impact one has on others, and any other skills like presentation, feedback, and inquiry. So it's not just CFA course. There is a soft skill training also that you'll be given. So this is all you have. You have a learning management system access. You have course queries and discussion forums. Support team will be there with you, and after course engagement is also there. In the after course engagement, the EduPristine provides you the placement assistance and other services, and you have access to everything for the next 1 year. So that is the after course assistance. Faculty are topic experts and specialize in their area. Experienced and certified professionals. Regular feedbacks are taken to reflect faculty performance. This has been our average rating, 4.73 out of 5 over the last so many years, and that is a very good rating that's given to us by the students. Placement assistance. The career assistance stream provides support through the program to help you navigate ample career options. EduPristine has strong network in the industry, and we are consistently in touch with various companies for their hiring and training needs. So EduPristine is also going to help you in placement. As I said, there will be a placement committee which will help you in finding out the opportunities and sitting for the interviews. So they will be there for your help. Another question, any stats on passing rate for CFA exam from EduPristine? Well, James, I don't have that stat, but let me tell you that if you are disciplined and you are serious enough, then EduPristine will only help you in passing the exam, right? There would be students who might not be able to attend class, or there would be students who are not very serious when they are in the class. EduPristine would not be able to do anything in passing those students. EduPristine can only help you if you are helping yourself and you are attending the classes on regular basis, you are revising and you are asking relevant questions which are clearing your doubts. If you do that, then nobody can stop you from passing. I don't see any reason why you would not pass, right? But I don't have that stat with me as to how many students pass. All I can tell you is that every student that I teach in a batch, as per my knowledge, if a student is disciplined, I have never seen that student fail, right? Because it is very normal that the more hard work or the more discipline that you have, the better is going to be your result. So that's how it will work. So you will be helped with resume building, interview preparation, and placement. So EduPristine has delivered high quality trainings to Fortune 500 corporates. So here is the list of these companies that EduPristine has dealt with. Is it the same as CA or one step below CA? Okay, CA is different. CA is chartered accountant, wherein you have to audit or maybe file the returns for different corporates or different clients. CFA is about analyzing the investments, analyzing whether to invest here or whether to invest there, or whether it's good investment or a bad investment, corporate finance, asset management, portfolio management. So these are all together different things. CA and CFA might have totally different jobs, right? And you cannot say that this is one step less or one step more. They're totally different. What will be the standard salary of CFA for the one who doesn't have relevant experience but completed CFA or say all levels of CFA? So Santosh, I can tell you from my personal experience, the people that we hire in the company, we hardly get anybody who has cleared all levels of CFA and doesn't have relevant work experience. First of all, the reason is that the moment you start pursuing CFA, you are in level 1 or you are in level 2, you would find a relevant job or a relevant work for yourself by switching the industry or by placing yourself in the industry of your choice, right? So by the time you become CFA, you are well placed in your job. If I talk about a CFA level 1 candidate who is a fresher, we don't hire fresher, but let's say about the companies which hire freshers, CFA level 1 or level 2, the average package should be between 4 to 6 lakhs. And it is very, very justified, right? Because you are a fresher, the company will have to spend on the training requirements. The company will have to train you. You do not know much except CFA concepts. So the work experience is something that will not be with you. So that's the average package that the freshers are getting these days with CFA level 1 exam passed. Okay, so how is the demand and supply education for CFA aspirant in job market? The demand is really high, and it is going to increase only in future because the financial markets in India are growing. India is a developing country. We are not as developed as the US, but just imagine after 15 years or after 10 years, if we become as developed as US, then obviously the demand for CFA is going to rise only. Right? So the demand is still growing. Difference between CFA and CPA. CFA and CPA. CPA is a accounting course, right? So as I said, if you are a CFA, you will be into valuations and investments. If you are in accounting, you will be into auditing and filing returns. So they are totally different. And which one to choose, it depends on your interest. If you're interested in the equity markets, if you're interested in corporate finance, if you're interested in making decisions, if you're interested in managing a portfolio, if you're interested in finding undervalued securities, if you're interested in, figuring out whether I should invest here or whether I should invest there, then CFA is the one for you. But if you're interested in auditing, if you're interested in filing returns for people, if you're interested in cramming all the accounting rules that India has, then accounting should be the right one for you. I'm a banking professional, branch head, and now audit with 14 plus years of experience. Okay. So Suresh, given your experience and given that you are now in auditing, uh, and if you want to remain in the same profession, you want to grow further in auditing, then my suggestion would be to do something which involves auditing if you want to grow in that. But if you want to still be a banking professional, branch head, but want to move towards the investment side, because every bank also has an investment division, then CFA will be the right one for you. KPMG, Ernst & Young, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Mizuho, Franklin Templeton, Credit Suisse, and HSBC. So these are all the companies which have been trained, wherein the employees of these companies have been trained and they have been helped by the experts at EduPristine in resolving tough situations. There are some more. We have also dealt with premier colleges also, National University of Singapore, IIM Calcutta, FMS Delhi, NISM, ISB, IIM Indore, BITS Pilani, and IIT Delhi. So we have trained a lot of people, a lot of students from these colleges on Excel or financial modeling, or creating financial models, conducting trainings for their directors and CEOs, and many other things. So this is the testimonial from only 2 of the students at EduPristine. There are many more which are not here on your screen. There are many more which are there. How do I get started? If you're ready to earn the most respected investment credential in the world, then enroll in CFA program and register for CFA level 1 exam today. That's the message from us. And if you want to take EduPristine services and want EduPristine to help you with your with your course and clearing all the exams, then you can enroll in EduPristine. But before you enroll, you can experience. So come visit our center, and in the center there could be a free counseling, some more counseling if you have some more doubts, and you can also attend the live classes just to see how things go on. So every Saturday, Sunday, we have a class, and you can be a part of that live class for half an hour to 1 hour and see how things are done in the live class and if the faculties are good enough or not. So these are the centers. So your coordinator will be able to help you in giving the details of all these things. And this is the number of a person that you can contact for fees. That's the WhatsApp number. That's the email ID. So I'm going to stay on the screen so that you can note it down, and take up any questions, any further questions that you have. I'm ready to answer any questions that you have right now. All right. So if you do not have any further questions, then we can wind up the session here and have a nice, okay, we have a question. Somehow I'm not getting your, though it is showing there, but I'm not getting your questions. The last question that I got was from Suresh. I'm not sure. I'm not getting your questions. Is there any other option to type in your questions? Okay. Whosoever has a question, please raise your hand. I will allow you to talk so that you can ask your question verbally, because I'm not getting the questions in the Q&A. All right. Please raise your hand if you have a question. Jigar, I see your hand raised, so I'll allow you to talk. If you have any question, you can ask. And anybody else also, if you have any other question, please ask.
That was at the initial stage which I had the questions.
Okay, no problem. I could see that Q&A is going up, so I thought that there are people who are asking questions, but I'm not getting any additional questions. If you have any additional question, please raise your hand, or maybe let me just allow all of you to talk, just in case if you have any question about the CFA. Okay, I've allowed everybody to talk. You can ask a question. No question? Yes, Rohit, Salim, if you want to ask, please ask your question. You can speak.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Sir, the passing rate will be the same as the recent passing result in the near future also, sir?
Not necessarily. The recent dip is a very one-off thing. Generally, the passing rate for CFA level 1, I'll tell you, is between 40 to 45%.
Okay, sir, but in the recent result,
yes, there was a recent dip. I'm not really aware why that dip is there. That's happened, I think, for the very first time in the history. CFA Institute has not changed its marking system or anything. It is just the same. So I think things will come back to the average. The average for the last 10 to 15 years has been 40 to 45%.
Is it for all levels?
There are rumors the
no.
CFA Institute.
Okay, one by one. Not for all levels. For level 1, for level 2, it's around 50, and for level 3, it rises to more than 50.
Sir, one last question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, and there are also rumors that the CFA Institute has increasing increasing the minimum passing score continuously.
That would not really happen, because CFA Institute is going to lose a lot of money if they do that. They would never want the people to fail unnecessarily. I'll tell you how it works. If 100 students are sitting in the exam, CFA Institute would only pass 45 to 50% of the students, right? Doesn't matter whatever their scores are, right? If you're lying in the top 45 to 50% of the students, even if your score is like 30 out of 100, but if you're lying in the top 45 to 50% of the students, you will pass, right? So that's how. So it's a percentile system. There's no minimum passing score that CFA has. So you cannot say that you have to score minimum 70% or 60% or 50%. If you score more than 70%, then there is a very, very high chance that you will pass. But it also depends on how your competitors have done, right? If your competitors have scored more than you, if your competitors have scored 90% or more, but you have scored 70%, you might still fail. right? So CFA Institute will only pass 40 to 45% or 50% of the students every year. Situation this year must have been really bad, because of which they had to pass very less number of students. Otherwise, if you see historically, 45% of the students have always passed in level 1.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
Yeah, hi Hemant, Salim here.
Yes.
Hemant, I have two questions. One is nowadays, if you can see, many of the commerce graduate or MBA graduate or the BE graduate, they are pursuing CFA, and the supply is more now. So what is the one factor you can say that which will be an edge for like any quality? I'm not getting how to frame this question.
I got
Like,
it. I got it, Salim.
more number of aspirants are there. And my
I got it.
second question is there any financial assistance or kind of loan which is provided to do any kind of scholarship or something? Because it is a bit expensive course compared to. My question is that.
Yes. So Salim, answering your first question, supply is never enough. If you look at the job market in India and the way it is growing, because entire world is looking at us to handle, if I talk about the multinationals, a lot of outsourcing is being done, because of which there is a lot of work that is coming to India, but the professionals or the people who are with relevant experience are still very less. And I can say that better because I'm in also the role of hiring people for my process. We do not get people very easily, right? So that's where I say that demand is really high, supply is less, still less. Secondly, you can see how equity markets and debt markets in India are growing. Retail investors are coming and investing the money, a lot of money, and the markets have been rising. From here, if the markets keep on rising and many people invest money, then these people will require expert advisors, right? And the only people who can give expert advisors are with relevant experience or relevant qualification. That's where again CFA will come into picture. Second question, with respect to the scholarship, CFA Institute has its program of scholarship. You will have to go onto the website and register yourself. And they do have the scholarship program wherein they waive off a major portion of their fees for the students. But you have to go ahead and fill the form for that and wait for their decision to do that.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Hemant, for this.
No problem. Any other question? All right, we can wind up the call in that case. Have a nice day ahead and best of luck.